What an innings we've just witnessed from Chris Morris. Match going out right down to the wire, and Rajasthan Royals rescuing 2 points from this game when they looked down and out. And what a comeback from Rajasthan, Salil.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, David Miller and the entire gang, the lower order has played brilliantly today, and I should be on Chris Morris to pull off that brilliant innings in the end. I mean, the sixes he hit of Rabada and the last over, I think, totally finished off the game. Um, brilliant performance by Rajasthan. I had no clue that they would really win it after losing out 5 wickets. I thought it was going to be a slow death for them with Miller going as well, but this turned out to be a cracker. How it turned in the last 3 overs, it's just crazy.
Cricket is such a funny game, they say, and it's true because the last game around Chris Morris was, given a lot of, by me as well. I'll accept it that I kind of had a doubt about his batting abilities, but he really proved me wrong, and I'm really happy that he did. What an innings from this man, coming out there and hitting sixes. I think the first six of the match was hit in the 15th over. So what do you have to say
Yeah,
about that, Salil?
I was quite shocked, and I think David Miller could have been the only guy to do it. They waited for 15 overs to smash that six. I think he hit two sixes in that over and to Avesh Khan, and then Chris Morris coming in and scoring four sixes in the end just to finish the match shows the absolute strength that Rajasthan Royals possess in their lower middle order.
It was a great start for Delhi Capitals when they came out to bowl 2 wickets in quick succession. So how was the chase? I mean, what went wrong for Delhi in the whole bowling department?
Well, I think Delhi bowled really well. They stuck to their task. All their bowlers bowled brilliantly. If you see their numbers, all of their economies are 5.5, 7.5. I mean, they bowled so well, including Ravi Ashwin. I mean, for on a track
Yeah.
that is not good for your spinners, he's bowled 3 overs for only 14. I think towards the end, when you have a few wickets in hand and players like Morris, are going to score. There was David Miller also towards the end, and once he got out, Morris had the upper hand. Unadkat came in and scored a boundary, scored a six.
Yeah.
So I think the kind of support that they got, and Morris really took the game away. It was nothing to do with the pitch. I think it was just bad bowling towards the end, just spraying the bowling. All those sixes that Morris hit, three sixes in the same area on the leg side. They were just bowling the wrong balls. Even in the last over, you had Tom Curran bowl a very slow, half tracker. It was just easy pickings for Morris.
Back
I
of
think
the hand.
Delhi would be disappointed because of that. Their bowling effort towards the end.
And with the start that they had, Delhi, particularly picking up those 5 wickets, just about 50 for five, they were cruising to win the game. The Rajasthan team needed around 11 and over, if I'm not wrong, to chase, and from there to
Yes,
come out, and win that match from there. Uh, what do you have to say, Salil?
they needed 11 and over in the last 3 overs as well, and they were kind of cruising along. I think the partnership between David Miller and Rahul Tewatia was extremely crucial. Although Tewatia made only 19, I think he spent that time in the middle by giving the strike to David Miller, and he was able to convert it into a brilliant 62. And he didn't hit a single six. Knowing David Miller, he would have gone to hit a six. He didn't do that. He waited for his chance. He waited for Avesh Khan to bowl that over, and that's how he got those hits. So I think that was a brilliant chase. Knowing that you've lost 5 wickets for 42 runs, it's not easy to come in and bat. But yes, he comes with great form. He had scored an 85 of some 40 balls in a T20 and a couple of 50s in one day. So I think bringing him in, it's brilliant. It's been a good selection.
Absolutely. And the sixes that we saw from Chris Morris and David Miller were all on the bad balls. They couldn't hit the ball through the line because the pitch was, I mean, still favoring. There was some juice in the wicket, I would say, for the fast bowlers. There was some help there. That's why it was very difficult, in the beginning for Butler and the openers Manan Vora and Sanju Samson at one down to come out and hit the balls through the line. And the start that they got, especially Delhi Capitals, Salil, it was some amazing bowling up top by Chris Wokes and Avesh Khan.
And Kagiso Rabada as well. I mean, you
Absolutely.
should give it to their fast bowlers. One, the pitch assisted them, but they bowled a brilliant line. They bowled some brilliant deliveries towards the start. and there were some loose shots also played, like Manan Vora, Riyan Parag played some bad shots, but Shivam Dubey, Sanju Samson, and Joss Butler got out to absolute beauties. Um, something about this team, right? Delhi's fielded also extremely well, and you can't really take Shikhar Dhawan outside the game. I mean, he's taken 3 catches again in this match. It's somewhere
Wow.
when the ball flies up in the air, it just finds Shikhar Dhawan. Two in the slips and another in the field. So I think he's done a great job as well for his side.
So any positive, Salil, that you feel that Delhi would be taking from this match, like something that is going to be helping them in the future games?
I think the positives will be that their bowling attack is absolutely brilliant. They have, I mean, although they've lost out in a very, very thin margin, I think they have only themselves to blame. Uh, they should have really stuck to the task and bowled a good line in the last few overs. I think
Hmm.
that was detrimental in their loss. They allowed the Rajasthan batsmen to free their arms and hit the ball, which they didn't do in the first 10, 12 overs. They were pretty tight. They were not allowing them to score. So I think that's what they'll relook at why did they bowl those kind of deliveries? Why are they bowling short to a Morris who is waiting to free his arms and slog? So I mean, even
Hmm.
Unadkat slogged the ball. So to ideally, when you're 7 wickets down, you would look at your bowlers like Rabada and Chris Wokes to come and bowl, or Tom Curran to come and bowl those Yorkers, which they didn't. And I think that's the big reason why Delhi lost that match in the last 3 overs. It was because of the bowling. Just because of the
Yeah.
bowling, they came into the match and their bowlers let them down a little bit towards the end.
Yeah, Salil, that's actually spot on. So tell me, Salil, something that the fast bowlers when they came and when they were bowling short to Chris Morris and Unadkat, as you rightly pointed out, don't you think it could have been a more body line kind of a line rather than just bowling in the arc where they could swing the bat, Salil?
I think I don't know what they were really looking at. If they would have pitched it full and straight, the possibility of a six is a little difficult than it being bowled short. Where there were a couple of shots that Morris also hit. It got a top edge above the keeper and it went behind. So when you're giving an opportunity and there is an opportunity for the bat to hit the ball and go anywhere, like a short delivery, there is more. There is a better chance of the ball going to the boundary, even if it's a good ball. If you bowl full and straight during these times where you need 10 or 12 runs an over, where a team is struggling to score it and making it difficult. So you bowl 2 or 3 Yorkers at the start, and Morris can all he can do is dig it out and hit it to long off or long on, maybe for a single or maybe an edge for a boundary, one off case. But otherwise, giving those sixes and trying those slower half trackers are absolute. They're like donuts on a plate for Morris. You shouldn't be
Absolutely.
doing that, and I think
No.
they've paid the price for it.
Actually, they have paid the price for it. And looking at all the wickets that fell today, most of the wickets, actually all the wickets that fell on Rajasthan's during Rajasthan's batting, all the wickets were full line deliveries and good line deliveries. I didn't see any of the short balls, going and going as a skyer. Even Riyan Parag, Manan Vora, all the wickets that fell, even Butler for that matter, all were good line deliveries, and the pitch was definitely playing its part in getting the wickets for Delhi Capitals.
Yes, I mean the pitch did play its part. It had a little bit of spring in it. If you pitch it up, or if you pitch it at good length, it was not easy to navigate the ball. If you can see the wickets of Shivam Dubey and Sanju Samson and Josh Butler, it's proof enough. I think when it comes to Manan Bora, after hitting 2 boundaries, you shouldn't really go for a reckless shot for an opener who knows that there's a wicket fallen at the other end. So I think that was careless by him. He'll have to look at that. Even for Riyan Parag, I mean somehow that shot didn't convince me at all, and he played brilliantly in the first game. I was really expecting him to take the
Yeah,
mantle along with David Miller, gather that experience. It would have been a fairy tale kind of a thing to look at a young Indian boy play with an international player and bring their side home after being 5 wickets down. But that didn't happen. I guess this is where the experience counts, and he'll learn. He'll learn in
absolutely.
time. Don't want to be too critical about him.
Absolutely, that's very well rightly pointed out. Rajasthan next game are going to be taking on the Chennai Super Kings. So how would they plan against that kind of experienced side? Because you can't play this cricket, lose, this kind of loose shots played against Chennai, who is not going to, give you that much time to, get back into the game. They'll be on to you.
Well, I think that would be a Chennai team of the past. I think Chennai at this point in time are not much in form. You can see that with
Yeah.
Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Although Raina fired in the first game, I still think this team is slightly rusty. So Rajasthan would definitely have the upper edge, and they will go at Chennai very very aggressively. They are not going to tone it down because it's Dhoni or anybody. I think this doesn't matter. It's all in the names. Even Rajasthan's got the big names. Rajasthan got the big names with big ticket players as well. And now with Miller coming in form and Josh Butler opening the innings, the team is looking very, very balanced. Their
Yeah.
youth are playing well. Riyan Parag again pitched in with a run out in the 2 overs that he bowled. So there is something or the other that Rajasthan has planned as small tactics within, in sessions, to break a partnership, or to make those changes, or to make those bowling changes when the batting team is playing well. So they have their strategy in place. They have their players in form. I don't think they should be looking back. Although they've won a match and lost the previous match, they almost won the previous match. You need to realize that. So there's only 4 balls that they played badly, and Rajasthan have all positives to look forward to after today.
Moving on to the Delhi Capitals, they'll be playing the Punjab Kings in the next match, who have already won a game and are high on confidence. What do you think? How would their approach be after today's defeat? But a lot of positives as well, like just like you said. So how would they go about in the next game against the Punjab Kings?
I think they'll stick to their plan. They were doing the right thing. I think they had a couple of things, couple of overs towards the end that they'll really regret. But that's where they need to work on. Punjab Kings is a totally different side. They're big hitters up front, and they also bat deep. So they'll have a pretty similar kind of a game plan for them. I think picking the bowlers would be a good one, but they might want to look at an extra batsman. Where I think somewhere Hetmeyer was missed today because they lost the wickets. What if they lose the wickets to Punjab as well? So they won't be able to put up a score. And Punjab has got all the big hitters. So if they're going to bowl like this, they're going to have more sixes than the ones that are hit today. So I think Delhi would want to look at that batting order a little bit. Maybe add another batsman, if not an international one. Maybe Steve Smith actually
Steve
would
Smith.
be a good addition, and maybe Tom Curran might be rested in the next game. Looks like.
Absolutely. And you were absolutely bang on target when you said it's going to be a very tough chase. It's not going to be easy. There were a lot of people, a lot of fans out there as well who were saying it's going to be an easy chase. But yeah, we know that's not how cricket works. It goes right down to the wire, and it did today. So you were bang on again. And thank you so much for joining today, Sally. We had an excellent match today. Tomorrow, an even
Yes.
better match. Punjab Kings taking on Chennai Super Kings. Two Kings now. What do you have to say about that match?
Well, I mean, to begin with, I think Punjab looks like a very good side this year, and they come with a lot of spirit. They had a similar kind of a team last time as well, but they look like a well-oiled unit now. Um, the favor in the odds would be tilted towards Punjab and not Chennai.
Absolutely. Today's game was very unpredictable. I hope tomorrow's game is too, because that's the beauty of cricket. You enjoy watching when the game gets more intense, and that's when the real heroes, get the chance to prove their worth at that platform, isn't it, Salil?
Absolutely. The last 3 days have been absolutely brilliant. We had two
Yeah.
matches where you thought that the batting team would really make it, and they lost it. And today we thought that the batting team is going to lose out. I mean, the chasing team is going to
Yeah.
lose out, and they kind of made it in the last 3 hours. So highly unpredictable. I think all our predictions are going through the roof,
Yes.
but it's fun to predict. I mean, you predict on whatever you have and whatever a player has in terms of the history of cricket they've played. But then you have such special moments like today, where Morris comes out and cleans up Rabada for a few sixes. So you never know what's going to happen.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Salil, for today. Thank you for joining. And tomorrow we're having a great match. I'm pretty excited for it. I'll see you tomorrow for the pre-match show.
Yes, thanks, Yash. Good night. Good night to everybody.
Good night.